So James, 2 years of working with us, 2,000 leads, 1.92 million in revenue with your solar business. How's it been?
Yeah, no, it's good. Has it been 2 years?
Been 2 years now, yeah. It's good to have you in London.
Yeah, you've done well. Moved to the Big Apple. What? Not the Big Apple, but the big city. Yeah, pretty impressive offices that you got there. It's it's quite nice of you to bring me down. But yeah, I think what we've done is phenomenal. I think when we first started talking, I hadn't really generated any leads for solar at all. Pretty much was a cold call, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. And was it a guy, who was it that one of the, I was at Trade Mastermind and there was a guy there that somehow you must have been talking. Do you know how you got talking to them?
So originally when we first started working with you, we were doing cold calling to get clients, and then we were working with quite a few solar installers in the country. Cold called you. We got in contact with one of your guys who did the installations for you.
Yeah.
And obviously got in contact with you. That's right.
And he gave you my number.
Yeah.
So he wasn't interested in working with you then? He couldn't have done?
No. He wasn't big enough at the time. But then you had those growth aspirations.
That's it. So he was thinking of as an installer. I was thinking sales and marketing, wanted to build my business out. I needed a real steady flow of leads.
So in terms of when you started your solar business, everyone watching this now, they might already have a business, or they might want to start a business from scratch. Obviously, you already had a construction business that was going really well. What would you say made you want to start your solar business alongside your construction business?
Combination of a few things. One, I knew that renewables was a thing. Two, I love high ticket product. So there's a bit to unpack here. So there's simplicity. Having run a construction business for a long time, and I've said it 1,000 times, it's one of the toughest games. There's a lot of moving parts. So I love sales. You can't sell enough construction. You sell one or two, you can't do any more. I like leads, sales, marketing. you want to be able to celebrate a sale. So I knew I love high ticket. You need high ticket if you can get it. So solar panels were high ticket, quick 1 day installs. So that's a big deal. That's a big thing. So that influenced me. Two, I knew that renewables is going to be a big thing. It complements my construction business anyway. And the final part was my partnership with my brother. So my brother's been in solar for 15, 20 years. So I knew that I'd got the knowledge to pull on if I needed it. So yeah, that was the reason. But I just always trying to improve the business and introduce a product line that can unlock some money.
Yeah. And when you first started, did you have a vision? Did you have a revenue goal in mind? Or was it just, let's get some installs under the belt, let's get some reviews in, because I know you're very big into building a brand. And when we first started working together, you said the word brand quite a lot. And it was less about, because we have other clients and they say, I just need more leads. Whereas I think, because you think like a business owner, you say, I want leads, but I also want to build a brand in the process, and the brand's going to be the more important thing going forward.
I think a brand nowadays, it's massive. I suppose, I don't know, however many years ago, there was no way you'd have a website.
Yeah.
But now with YouTube, Instagram, and whatever, TikTok or whatever, then there's an opportunity to build a brand. And I'm always thinking about sales conversions. The easier you make your sales, the bigger your brand, the better your brand, the easier it is to close. So I started the solar business from zero. I didn't ride off the back of the construction at all. So I'd got a healthy construction business, But I knew right from the start the solar business needed to be a standalone, its own name with a solar renewable energy name. It needed to be independent for people to take you serious. I don't want a customer thinking, oh, this builder's been and quoted me for a solar job. So I knew that wouldn't work. So I started from scratch. So we had no sales, no leads, no existing customers, no track record. So we built a basic website, then started talking to you. And that was it really. So you helped us with a landing page, started generating leads. So we'd go, Mark, to be fair to Mark, went on his first appointment with no brand, nothing, maybe a leaflet. And then we knew that first customer, we had to get the most out of it. So we would get a testimonial, photographs, and we build a brand from that, because your last customer helps you get your next customer, helps you get your next customer. I think a brand's crucial.
So the situation you're in now, let's say going from 1 million plus, because we talked about going up to 1 million, you need probably your website, start running some ads. What would you say to get from 0 to 1 million if you could pick maybe 3 things that are the most important for building a brand, building trust, and getting those leads in? What would you think they would be?
I think, so exclusive leads help. So exclusive being not buying them from third-party companies and everybody's fighting. So the leads that we get together, they're exclusive. They're our leads. So the quality of the lead is really important. For me, a CRM. Yeah. CRM. You want your lead dropping in to your CRM so you can work your pipeline, getting a good presentation. Take your sales seriously. Want to do the best presentation you can do, present yourself as best you can. That's it. CRM, quality leads, and obviously you got to do a nice job. You got to do to get the next one.
Good installs,
Got to
keep the brand.
You got to build.
Keep the trust.
You got to build it.
And you touched on the sales process there a little bit. Has your sales process changed, like since you started the company to now, or has it stayed kind of similar? Because I know Mark, your brother, does most of the sales for you.
Mark does all. We've got salespeople as well, so there is a set format. To an appointment, so there is structure to it. It's not robotic. It's pretty easy going and that, but Mark's very strategic he doesn't do anything by accident. So there is a sales process. You've got to give a customer a reason to buy. You need to add some urgency. The sales process with solar is very important. There's no point going in and giving a quote and hope they'll ring you back, because 6 other companies are going to go in after you.
And when you first started working with us, you're very good at sales. Like, you've done a lot of sales for Designer Living. We were talking earlier about you doing sales in the past. Why did you think it was a good idea to get Mark to do the sales and get a sales team in rather than running around doing it all yourself?
Well, one, I knew Mark was really good at solar. He'd got a track record for solar. I hadn't ever sold solar at that point. Which is, But again, my construction, just to touch on that, I'd never been on the tools for my construction business. And I've got one of the biggest construction companies. So you don't actually have to be on the tools. In fact, sometimes you're better off not being on the tools. So running around, fitting solar, not necessarily going to help you grow. You need to be able to think of the bigger picture, really. So I can look at the business, oversee it. I knew that I need to look at the leads, need to look at the numbers. I can do the hover over it from air traffic control. And then I've got my salespeople out there that are out generating the business.
Because you're very front-end sales minded. And obviously, without any leads or sales, you haven't got the business. So when you're thinking about building that brand, how do you compete with bigger companies, maybe like Octopus or like Eon Energy, who are these big global companies or national companies that are fitting solar panels for quite cheaply. And I know it, like when I look at the stats for your Google campaign, like we outbid Octopus in your area. How would you say it's been competing with them? And how have you managed to basically win against them in your area?
Personal touch.
Yeah.
It's relationship. So what you get when you work, so let's again, me and my brother, family business. So you get personal service, you get one-to-one, VIP, customers safe with you. They go work, they buy off a national, they're just a number. And it's not even Octopus installing them, to be honest. It's a subcontractor installer. So we can offer a very bespoke personal service. And a lot of people want that. So competing against the big giants is not really a big deal. You think initially, oh, it's a big brand, Octopus, how can you compete? But that's your own hang up, where people quite like supporting local family business. And so it's not really a big objection overcoming the giants.
So how do you plan to keep that personal touch as you grow? Let's say this year
we'll switch the pitch after, and we'll say they're only a little family business and we're a big organisation. You just switch your pitch. But no, we try and keep that personal.
I think you can get to such a big size with keeping that local touch. Like even in your local area, you can still do so much revenue just by keeping the fact that you're a local brand. Like loads of people want solar at the moment. You don't need to expand to the whole country. You don't need to pretend that you're something that you're not. No,
I don't know if it's a good idea to go national. I think there's plenty low. Yeah, you keep it within, I don't know, 30, 40. Yeah, just down to the individual, but 30, 40 mile radius is more than enough. And there's enough to go around. There's a lot of inquiries out there. It's going mad at the minute, solar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big industry. It might be quiet for you, but you're not doing any marketing.
Well, that's why we're starting to push solar now, trying to get solar clients.
Yeah. Well, when I say you, I mean the person watching.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's not quiet for you. You generate as many leads as they want, but the person that's watching this, it might be quiet for them.
Yes, yeah.
Because they're not doing any marketing. There's no leads. They're waiting for the phone ring because they might put a leaflet through the door. They might be in the local little one of these magazines and saying the solar industry is rubbish at the minute because we're having all your leads.
So if there was a company watching this who have maybe thought about advertising or have started advertising but aren't getting the best results, what advice would you give to them in terms of not just what to run for the ads, or because obviously like that's what we deal with. I think for business owners, it'd be really nice to hear something about the psychology behind it, where what's your mindset on it? How do you think about advertising? How do you think about putting trust in us or another company to do your advertising for you?
Yeah, so if they're saying they're not getting the best results, I suppose we got to look at, what do you really mean with the best results? So if you're able to generate the lead and you've got a track record that the leads are of a good quality, the people are picking up the phone and they're booking an appointment. So you can't do any better than that. So then the next thing is, what are you doing on the appointment? How are you coming across? Yeah, how are you presenting yourself? Are you asking for the order? Are you giving a reason to buy? Are you putting any urgency? Is there an offer? And if you're missing something, it's quite easy. It's so easy to go see a customer, talk solar. All right, darling, I'll send you a quote, and send an email out with a quote and going, I've not heard nothing from anyone. I've been on 10 appointments and nobody's rang me back. All right, I'm not saying people do, but do people do that?
Yeah.
Because they're scared to ask for the business.
Yeah. Well, they haven't put enough work in to begin with to be able to ask that question.
Yeah. So going back to the original question, if someone has said it's not working, which bit's not working? That's what you got to look at.
Yeah. So it's about diagnosing the problem first.
Because it works. It works. The
Yeah.
system works. Generate a good quality lead, put in a good presentation, good reason to buy. You get a solar install out of it. So
yeah, and then as long as the
not
numbers add
everyone.
up, yeah. So
Yeah.
you gotta look at those numbers. So let's say if you're generating a lead for £75, and then you know your numbers of how many of those leads you're converting, and so you're saying it's a lot more to do with the sales process, the CRM process, organization.
Yeah, you can always improve on your conversions, but don't be scared to spend up to £2,000, especially when you're building from scratch. I had no issues, £2,000 a sale. If it cost me, my cost per sale was £2,000, I don't care. Let's say that I only made £2,000 out. So it cost me £2,000 to generate the lead. I sold it and we got £2,000 out of it. And I broke even. I didn't make any money. I've got a customer. I've got a testimonial. I've got a YouTube video. I've got an Instagram post. I've got a 5-star Google review. So you got to buy your way in, and then your cost per lead will come down. Get it down to 1,500, then 1,200, £1,000. Recommendation. You leaflet the street on all your installs. Give a friend a recommendation. Give them a recommendation fee. You're spending. Not saying you will spend £2,000, but if you're spending £2,000 on a sale, but you give a neighbour £500 or £750, that sales cost you £750 for a recommendation. That brings your overall cost per sale right down. So you got to think of the big picture. You got to start building, and you can get your cost per sale down to £500. Then if your margins are good and your process is right, you can make $3,000 or $4,000 out of a deal. It's costing you £500. If you spend $10,000 on Google ads, and you're turning it into $50,000, $100,000, it's just the machine. So don't be, if the numbers stack up, don't matter. The more you spend, the more you get.
Yeah.
So don't be scared. And you can improve on your numbers, your conversion, your sales process. The more reviews you get, the bigger your brand gets, the more posts you've got. That's the formula.
And I suppose that translates across every kind of service-based business or like home services business so you're saying it's very important because a lot of the times when people come to us, they think, I just want loads of leads and I need loads of leads. And when we start to graduate them into the like bigger and better services that we offer, we start to treat clients differently. So they'll come into our company, we'll do marketing for them, we'll maybe spend £50 or £100 a day on advertising and bring them in leads. Whereas when we kind of graduate them up to higher budgets, then we start talking as you were in terms of like cost to acquire a customer.
Yeah.
Instead of cost per lead, it's cost per sale.
Yeah.
Because then you can start focusing on lead quality a lot more and getting those solar jobs that are 15, 20,000.
As they get a bit more educated, you can then steer them. Because people don't know cost to acquire a customer.
Yes.
They don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Cost per lead. But what other services do you offer?
So at the moment, we are mainly roofing. We're doing a lot of solar as well, and we're pushing into solar at the moment. And so the vision, I would say, for our agency is to become the number one specialized player in what we call like a lot of like essential industries. So we'd class like roofing or solar or landscaping, these more home services type businesses as essential industries that don't really go down during recessions. People always need them. And if we can market those services, then we can have a really steady base to be able to help out our clients.
Those products that you're talking about, they're geared up really for high volume of sales, and they can be the most profitable businesses because it's a conveyor belt. It's a machine. High ticket, landscaping, big ticket, solar, big ticket, roofing, big ticket. And if they can get 30, 40% gross margin on that, $100,000 a month in sales on all those products that you've said is not really that difficult to do.
Yeah.
Depending on what your conversion rate, even a 1 in 5 conversion, average order value of solar, for example, 10 to 15 grand, say, 10 leads is 150 grand.
Yeah.
You know, you do 10 deals in, how many times have we done 10 deals in a month?
Oh, loads. Yeah.
You know, Mark's done, I think he did 18 last month, 12 this month, something like that. So in the last 6 weeks, there's 30 solar deals, average order value 12 grand.
And it just ticks over.
Yeah. So to do £1 million, you could do £1 million in any business in your first year.
Yeah.
You just need to understand it. You just generate leads and you have a sales process, you follow up.
I know you've done quite a lot of Trade Mastermind with Joseph Valente, and I know you love that. And it's worked really well alongside getting consulting with him and then working with Decipher to do your marketing. Just talk us a bit through that, about how that changed your mindset on becoming a business owner rather than a tradesperson, and how Decipher's also helped you with that lead generation. So you're kind of delegating all the tasks that you've got to do.
So before I joined Trade Mastermind, I didn't really know my numbers. I had no concept of numbers in my business. I didn't know how to price jobs. I didn't know the difference between markup and a margin because they're not the same. I'd price like probably roofers do this, people do, builders do this. They'll add it all up, think, oh, that's going to take me that many days. The materials are that much. I'll whack £1,000 on it. And that's their price. So there's no structure. It's to the prices that they do. You know, your price needs to be the same every time with a markup and a margin, allowing for your cost per lead, allowing for your cost per sale, allowing for this, allowing for that. And that's your selling price. People don't know that. I was losing money year after year after year in the construction, and I didn't know. Construction is quite tough to price, and I didn't have a very good way of cost. I've sorted that now, and it produces money like a machine. I don't often get it wrong anymore, but that was a big thing. So so Trade Mastermind helped me with the number side of it, and it reminded me that I was in the sales business.
Yeah.
So you can forget, these trades guys think they're in trades business, think they're a carpenter, think they're a roofer, or they are carpenters, they are roofers, and they're good at it. They're really good at it. But we're not really. We happen to be in the trades industry, but really we're a sales and marketing business. They don't necessarily know it at this point, but they're in a sales and marketing business. So their primary, as an owner of a roofing company or a solar company, you got to be generating opportunities every day. You need to be logging in your bank account. What money have I got? How many leads I got? What sales did we do yesterday? How many leads have we got today? What's the target for the week? What's the target for the month? What's the quarter target? With that, they need to be the thought process. When it's quite easy to say, oh, we've got a job, and they just go and work on the job. Yeah. And they forget they don't think about an order or new sale until the other one's gone, and they're going, shit, I ain't got any work left. So that was a shift that it reminded me that's what I got out of Trade Mastermind, to be fair. It reminded me I was in the sales and marketing game again.
Yeah. And I mean, you're one of Trade Mastermind's biggest case studies, and you're also one of our biggest case studies. And we work with over 150 businesses. They work with hundreds of businesses. Why do you think that is, that you've done so well out of these programs and other people might not? And how have you started thinking about like a business owner rather than a tradesperson?
Yeah, so my Trade Mastermind journey and my Decipher journey kind of coincided together.
Yeah.
So I'd made the decision I needed help. So that was the first thing, because I wasn't making money. I was a busy fool. So I think the fact that I decided that I needed help, I went to Trade Mastermind and I invested. It wasn't free. It's a decent amount of money. And it could have gone horribly wrong. But I trusted in myself. And I think sometimes when you commit to something that's got some money attached, makes you focus your mind a little bit more. You take it a bit more seriously. If something's free, you just don't respect it. So the more you pay for something, the more value you're going to give it. So I went on the journey with Trade Mastermind. Joe started the solar business. I had a vision for the solar. I thought, right, this is my high ticket.
Yeah.
The solar industry is about to boom. You can scale it. So it ticked all the boxes, solar. The only thing I was missing was leads and sales. I'd never generated solar leads before. We had a conversation and you said, I can help. I said, I bet you can't. But no, you said, I can help you with the leads. Luckily, we had the sales side of it. Mark was ready for an appointment.
Yeah.
So there is a learning curve. If you're not done solar at all, because there's a lot of electricians that could be watching this, they're not actually selling solar yet. And they want to transition to solar.
Yeah.
So, it's not easy, but none of these businesses are easy. You just got to take it seriously. You've got to do a good presentation. They know the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can grow from there. But I don't, again, whether the question was why, I'll tell you what, you asked the question of why I've managed to make a success out of both sides, working with you and Trade Mastermind.
What would you say has been like the most important thing?
I think in fact, I know what it is. I actually didn't have a trade, haven't got a trade. I've never been on the tools.
Yeah.
Ever. Which was a blessing in disguise for me. Because had I been on the trades, I'd never get off it. Because, you're
a busy person.
Yeah,
you want
I'd
to get
still
involved,
be on the trades.
Yeah.
I'd still be shoveling the drive and sweeping up now. So I only knew how to do the lead generation and the sales side of it. So once I've got an order, then I need people to help me install it. So I was generating the business and trusting in people to do the work. The guys that I've got doing solar, I met them I'd started the business. I was having a beer, took my dogs for a run in the field. I might have told you this.
I don't think you have.
So where I live, the Badgers Set, it's called. Got an amazing field, sunny day. Took the dogs out and had a beer with the missus. These two lads come up to me, seen the video from Trade Mastermind. These were solar installers and said, we see that you got a solar business. I said, right, my next installation, you can have it. I trust people all the time. That's how I grow my business, because you can get a bit protective. Oh, they're not good enough. I said to them, right, you can have my next installation. They've done 100 installations for me now from that. And they've got, if I got 30 installations, they'd swallow them up.
So from what you're saying, I would, if I had to sum it up, I'd say the two most important things is being sales and marketing first. Your job is the sales and marketing, and then being okay to delegate the work to other people rather than trying to get
trusting your
involved
people.
in it.
Think sales and marketing. You've got to know you got to know how to do the job first. But for me, on the construction side, the knowledge that I've got just happens to be knowledge that you need to know. But whoopie-doo, you've done that. You've learned all that. That's in your back pocket. You need to then learn how to grow a business. You need to know your numbers, your accounts, your lead generation. That's a business owner, not a tradesman. So you got to go from architect to operator, or from operator to architect. So I think one of my, like you say, to sum it up, I think it was, of course, I've not been on the tools, gave me a little bit of an head start.
Mindset, really.
Yeah. Well, I can't earn money hammering nails. I can't.
You've got to do it.
I've got to get an order and sell it.
Yeah.
So I have to sell the job. I have to sell it to the customer, and I have to sell it to the tradesman to be able to, for my business to work. But really, when anyone grows the business, that's what they need to do. Because you can only do so much yourself. You need leverage. You mentioned earlier. You start with 1 installation team, 2 installations, 3 installation teams, 2 salesmen, 3 salesmen, 4 salesmen. How big do you want to go? Turn the leads up, £50 a day, £100 a day, £500 a day. How big do you want to go? There's a balance. You go, right, I'm comfortable here. My margins are right. I'm happy. But it's how big do you want to go?
Well, how big do you want to go?
I know. You better be I've learnt this. You have to be careful what you wish for. I had these dreams and aspirations to grow a big business, but be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
So, I think the solar, we've got to go for 5. I don't actually think 5 million's a lot, you know.
It's not. It's still a small solar business, isn't it?
It's playing around still.
Yeah.
But because I run the construction side and the solar side, I'm already at 5 million with the two combined. But I have got an argument for scaling down the construction and really going for it with the solar.
And what do you think? So if you were to look at our plan over the next year, what would you say you want to focus on? Because obviously if you come to us and say, I want to double my lead flow, we'd be able to tell you exactly how to do that and we'd know exactly what to do.
So if I was, would you be able to do that for us? If I said to you, right, I want to double my lead flow. I wonder, would you be able to say, right, you can never predict exactly how many leads within reason. But if I said, so we've had 60 leads this week, this last 30 days.
Yeah.
If I wanted 120, could we do it?
Well, the reason that Google is really good is because you can see how much search impression share that you're losing due to your budget. Yeah. So there's two ways that you lose like search impression share on Google. It's either due to budget or quality score. Now, at the moment, we're losing half of our impressions due to having a low budget.
So what did we say the other day? What share we're having of the impressions at the minute?
It's about 30% at the moment.
So 100% of the impressions we get showed every time someone's looking for solar. We're there every time. If we had 100%.
Yeah.
You're saying that I'm taking 30% share at the minute.
At the moment,
so we've got a potential
budget,
70% growth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Within reason.
Yeah, for the same cost per lead.
So the cost per lead, and that's another thing to say if anyone's watching this. So over the time, your cost per lead comes right down. We've halved. In fact, we're half our cost per lead. When I first started, from wanting to cancel the account because I didn't want to do it, to now we're paying a fraction. But that's because we're long in the game. Yeah. So Google get to know our accounts aged. Whether you gain sort of respect, I don't know. What
we do now, so in our agency now, what we mainly do is we bring people on with meta ads because it works really quickly. And then we will basically start Google ads with them once they've built their business up, they have the cash flow for it, and they're willing to invest. When we first started with you a while ago, we only did Google. We didn't do Meta yet. So we started Google with you. The playbook now that we see and that works for all of our clients is bring them on with Meta because you're doing interruption-based advertising. You can get in front of people and you can get leads that way. Start doing that, scale that budget up to 100, 150. We have a lot of clients that are on £200 a day now. Even just in their local area, £200 a day is still a medium-sized budget. And then after that is when you start, you've filled up the funnel with Meta, with interruption-based advertising. You've got your leads in, but then you've got to start capturing all that traffic at the bottom of the funnel, which is where Google then comes in. Now, and we call that stage 2 of the process. So those are the first 2 stages of our process. If someone came and worked with us, we'd get them onto Meta first. We'd build out all their creatives for them. We'd build out their landing pages. Can you
help with all? What if they've not got any pictures or anything?
So we advise people on how to take their own pictures. But then we also offer that as a service as well, where
you can do it.
Yeah, if they need,
and then as they grow, like I said earlier, as they grow, they get their own.
Yeah, well, that's footing. We had that as an add-on where people can.
One of my best ads. So we got Meta. We didn't run Meta for 12 months.
Yeah, we ran Google for a while before Meta.
They're decent leads, and we're not spending a lot on there.
No, we don't spend much on Meta at all. No.
So the room for growth.
Yeah, well, that's where once you cap out on that Google traffic, that's where then you start building a brand with the creatives on Meta, where people recognize you and your face. They recognize the Retargeting brand. Yeah. And if they type in anything to do with solar panels, they're going to get one of your ads on Google. So you show up everywhere for them.
What did I do the other day, actually? I ran some AI through the account, through the Meta account. Yeah. And it identifies. So I've got my designer living, which I run my designer living. You run the Retargeting. Yeah. And it's called out the Retargeting, said that campaign and that cost per lead is phenomenal. And he basically told me to pause my designer, because he doesn't know they're two different businesses.
Yeah.
Told me to pause my designer living and put this ad spend into that. And he identified my best ad. So it told me which one was my best ad and told me to replicate it. So I know the formula now of what ad and my creative works for me, not telling anyone else. But so you can, but there's loads of room for growth there. Then.
But the fun thing about that is, especially for us, is that the best ad that works for you would probably be a similar ad that what works for everyone else.
It will be. It will be exactly the same.
And we know now, especially with like solar and roofing businesses that we've been in, industries that we've been in for a long period of time, we have a very repeatable process that we can use with those ad creatives. That's why we get people started on Meta, is because we know if you take this kind of picture, that does really well.
So you've got insights into everybody's campaigns.
Yeah.
So you can go and log in. I know I've seen the map and all the businesses that you're working with. You just got that. Well, you've covered the whole UK.
With roofing. With
roofing. So you can go into any one of those campaigns and you can see they're spending that's costing, they're generating that. So you've got all the insight. And then on your Meta side, you can see what all pictures are working.
Yeah.
So if the area was available and I wanted to do roofing, within 48 hours, could you set me up and I'll be generating leads like that tomorrow for roofing?
Yeah. I mean, we know exactly what works. We have a playbook where we've got data from over 150 other roofing businesses, just like the clients that we're working with, and we can set that up for them in an instant. That's why the business model works so well. Yeah.
So you've not got to generate anything from scratch and brainstorm. You just know what it is.
We know what copy works. We know why the consumer wants to go ahead with certain types of jobs. We know what kind of pain points, what they actually want in terms of free quotes. They want it quickly. We know different types of roofs. We know that some people might want like a rubber roof, a flat roof, tiled, everything.
So would your ad copy be very similar messaging? That's another thing I read. So there's like 5 stages of buying cycle. Where people are. And I ran your ads that you did for me. Through AI. And I said, tell me where it is in the 1 to 5. And you were perfectly in the sweet spot. So the message, so it was for the customer that's kind of ready now.
In the consideration phase, we call it.
So I think you're in the 3 to touching 4. Obviously, when you've saturated a market, then you've got to go for the others, and it's different messaging, I take it.
Well, that's where, if you were to look at that funnel, let's say for solar in particular, we'd have unaware, so people that don't even know that solar exists and they don't even know they could get it on their house. Then you have problem aware. So people that are aware they have a problem, their energy bills are high, they're looking for a solution to solve their problem. You have solution aware, people that know, oh, okay, my energy bills are high and I know that I should get solar panels to solve my problem. Then you have
most aware.
Product aware, and then you have most aware. So most aware would be, also probably product aware would then be, I know that I need solar panels and I know that I want Retargeting, or I know I want this specific type of model of solar panel. And then you have the most aware, where it's like, I know I want Retargeting to do my solar panel installation for me. I just need something to get me across the line. So a lot of the times you will see the main conversions in that middle of funnel, because to advertise at the top of the funnel will be really expensive to educate people on why they need solar.
Because I know a few guys that are running campaigns have said they're working with me. I don't know who they're working, but their leads, they're telling me, the leads, they're not interested for 2 years. I never get that. I never hear that. Put it this way, in the solar, if you don't sell it in a week, they've already bought it from somewhere else. But the construction, I don't go on a lead and they go 2 years. So I'm thinking what you're doing, but could be the messaging in whoever they're working with, assuming they're working with an agency. If their messaging is wrong, they're generating the wrong leads. On that funnel scale, they're in the wrong. wrong section. But
that's why we like doing both at the same time. So Meta and Google, if someone searches up solar panels in Leicester, then what would be better if they saw just an ad from Retargeting and clicked on it and then saw a landing page, or if they seen your ads on Meta for the past 6 months, then they saw an ad for Retargeting on Google and they said, I know that company. That's when you're building a brand.
Not really.
So the new algorithm on Meta, you don't need individual retargeting campaigns because it does the retargeting for you. So they will show.
You bought a pixel. Have you got a Facebook pixel?
Yeah, we've got a pixel on your landing page. Yeah, we got
on my Google, on my landing page. Oh, okay.
So we got pixel.
So all my Google traffic that we're paying $5,000 a month. We're paying for all that traffic. You've got a pixel on it. So Facebook know, and they can serve my ads to the same people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's clever. Tell you what we were talking about, and we need to do it, is AI. ChatGPT ads.
Yeah.
I think we should run a test.
You're quite big on that, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've not done a Google search in the last year.
Yeah.
I only use AI. I don't use Google at all. Now, Gemini, it's quite good now, but I don't use Google anymore. So I think, need to have I think we should run a few tests.
We as a company, we've got a lot of stuff in the works at the moment. Like we're really expanding. And I was talking about the stage 1 and stage 2 earlier of Meta and then Google ads. We've got so much demand for that at the moment that we can't even keep up with that.
Sure. Yeah, so it's a brand.
And we're looking
you'll have to use me
out.
as a guinea pig. Set one of the boys up.
We'll do it. Yeah.
And chuck a few grand at ChatGPT. Because if ChatGPT are bringing my business back as a business, I want to be first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So James, since working with Decipher, we've generated you over 2,000 leads, over, I think it was 158 jobs that we've done with you, and that's resulted in 1.92 million in revenue. Were you expecting that when you started working with us?
I didn't know what to expect. I was hoping. I was hoping, but I didn't know whether you guys could deliver or not. But as it turns out, it was spot on. The leads have been amazing. We've done, like you say, over 2,000 leads, 1.92 million in solar sales, 158 plus installations to date since we've been working together, that is.
So we've done 2 million in total solar sales so far, and we're just coming into the half of 2026 now. Where do you want to take it? What do you think you're going to do for the rest of this year and then next year as well?
Well, that's the decision to be made. So I think I could take it, as if we're working together and we're doing the same, we could take it wherever I want to go. So I need to be clear about my numbers that I want, because I'm 100% confident I could do whatever. So whether the figure's 3 million next year, 4 million or 5 million, it's just a question of making the decision and just, and switching it on. But 5 million sounds good.
Are you pretty confident in that?
I'm confident we can do it. It's just it's the recruiting of the extra salespeople, the extra installation teams. I'm getting old now, you know.
Yeah, look it.
If I was it's crying out to be done, and it's there to be done. It's just a decision to be made. And then it's just a format.
So James, a lot of people, when they start working with a marketing agency, say the quality of the leads aren't that great. How have you found the quality of the leads working with Decipher, let's say over the last year or 2 years?
It's fair to say that. And at the beginning, they are shit.
Yeah.
There's no question about it, because you have to build something. And we had that together. The leads now are phenomenal, but they're no different from that. We just left them alone.
Yeah.
And that's it. So leads will be shit when you start a new campaign, but you have to let it run. And the leads that come out the other end you're not going to get much better. In fact, if you could, I'll buy some.
I mean, at the moment, our lead volume with you is quite high. Do you know the exact figures of how many leads we generate for you at the moment?
Well, that's what you're saying. So I can see what comes through my phone. So I get You've set it up, actually. So myself and Mark, we both get the same leads. But today, there's 2 leads today. 2 leads today. Yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9 leads yesterday.
Not bad then.
10. And then Monday, lead Monday, only 1. We only had 1 on Monday. 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? Oh shit, 5, 6, 7. We had 8 leads on Monday. 9, 10. 13.
On Monday?
13 leads on Monday. 1 on Sunday. 13 leads on Monday. Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking hell, there's loads.
So when someone's getting started in advertising and they're maybe getting a lead a day or sometimes none, that just shows them what's possible, where if they actually put time into it.
You want to be grateful for 1 lead a day, because what are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
So you better practice on your 1 and 2. Perfect everything on your 1 or 2. Spend the time on your lead. Learn your CRM, learn your pipeline, learn to get your quotes out quick, do a good presentation, learn your craft. Then, because you better get ready, because you got 10, 12, 13 leads. What the fuck are you going to do with them? We're going to sell them all. But
sell them, hopefully.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, unless you'd have asked, I wouldn't have known.
That's good, though.
And Mark's having to ring all them.
I think that'd be a good ad.
Yeah.
So, James, over the last couple of years, you've grown a solar business to over 2 million in sales. You've been in construction now for decades. So, you know loads about the home service industries, and you're launching your new coaching program, which is Next Level for Trades. Yeah. So tell us a bit about it. Tell us a bit how it works and what people who are maybe on the tools at the moment, how they can get off the tools and how they can start running a business and what they'll get from Next Level for Trades.
Absolutely. As you know, so a lot of people reach out to me and ask for help. So I've gone from pretty much bankruptcy, 0, to doing some serious millions in the construction and the solar. So I'm there to, basically Next Level for Trades just grew itself. People need help. I've always had a mentor. So I started Next Level for Trades just to help out other people that need a leg up. They need a bit of knowledge. I'm holding more knowledge than I know. Yeah. And if I can help anybody and work together with them, then that's how it was born. Because it's not actually that difficult to grow and scale a business. You just need a bit of advice. And why try and learn it yourself for year after year after year grinding when you can shortcut and get all the information you need. But yeah, if anyone needs any help, that's where I am.
So who would be for you like the perfect avatar to come in and for you to do consulting with, or for you to help out? Like, where would they have to be to get the most value from you?
They need to really be doing 500,000 plus in revenue.
So already have proof of concept but want to scale.
Yeah, they've got a business. So they've got a business that's doing all right, but they need more profit, double scale, just level it, just the next level. So they could be stuck at, all right, maybe 500,000. It don't have to be. But I want to work with people that they've got drive and ambition. They need a little bit of money in the business. You know what I'm saying? I'll spend 5-10 grand a month on leads and not be scared about it. I need somebody that can spend a few quid on leads. They've got to be able to invest in their business to be able to level up. So I'll work with people that want to just get they've got a goal of 7 figures. Yeah. Yeah.
So you take people from that 6-figure mark to the 7-figure mark. Without them doing all the work themselves, without them being on the tools, they can actually think like a business owner.
So the goal is to get them off the tools within reason. Yeah. A lot of these guys love it, and there's no issues being involved in the business. It's not like, hands off and you'll never work. But the goal is to be able to build some sort of structure behind the business. You've got proper admins. You've got real accounts. You've got a sales department. So my goal is to get them off the tools 100%. They can play in, dib in and dib out, but that's because they choose to do so. But a business with a bit of structure to it, instead of them 6 a.m, kit in the back, they're on the tools, can't go to the kids do, can't do this, can't do that because they're stuck on the job and the customer needs it doing. They can have all their lads do that and they can count the money.
So how do people get in touch with you then? They just book a call in or?
Yeah, so they can give me a call. My got James Pitt's Instagram.
Yeah.
That's my personal. You got Next Level for Trades. Yeah, my phone number's all over the internet. You can find me anywhere.
And they can reach out via DMs.
Yeah,
on
direct
Instagram
message.
as well,
yeah. If you need any help, you know where I am.
So obviously you've been really successful in your trades businesses where you've done solar, you've done construction. People might be wondering, well, if he's so successful in his construction business and his solar business, then why is he adding coaching on top of that? So how would you respond to that?
So I still run the 2 businesses.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just got drive and
ADHD.
Yeah, I am a little bit nuts. I suppose I've spent a lot of money on self-development and mentorship. It just come, I suppose, when you got the knowledge, you got to share it out. So it's not like I don't run any businesses and I just want to run a coaching business and I actually do it all. I do it all myself. Yeah, so I don't know what the answer is to that.
And I think, well, the way I think it works is that you want to actually, you feel like you have something to give.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're trying to create this into a massive behemoth coaching business.
No.
It's just you doing this on the side just to help people out who maybe feel like they're a bit stuck but can't afford like massive other programs that people, you know, spend tens of thousands of pounds on other programs. You're willing to basically help out, give people your time, and because you want to see them succeed.
I'm certainly not. So the Next Level for Trades is a personal service, not some big multi-million pound charging thousands.
One-to-one, you helping people out.
Share my knowledge, help them along. Obviously, I'm not going to be free of charge. But time, this is the whole thing about your time. It's valuable. But yeah, there's some programs out there that are a serious amount of money and a lot of people can't do it.
Yeah.
They can't do it. So I'll give them a way where they can get a bit of support without having to sell the house.